Like if you were to come to me and be like, Daniel, tell me how to build a good foundation, I can tell you how to do it with confidence and with saying, this is how you do it, show up on your job and do it, right? But when it comes to looking at what Jesus said on how to build a foundation for life, for some reason it isn't that easy. Like I don't know why I can't just listen and I can't just obey to what God says. Like I can listen and I can obey to the blueprints on how to build a foundation physically with my hands, but when it comes to the spiritual part of it, and trusting God and loving God more than anything else and loving other people, for some reason that blueprint, it's hard. Like it comes up against all the things in me that want, like, no, I don't want to listen to you. I want to figure it out on my own. I want to build my own foundation. I'm going to stand on this because it's tangible. I want to stand on what I can see and what I can taste and what I can touch. I don't want to go and do that. I don't like listening and I don't like obeying. You know, that the most important part of it is realizing that it isn't so much a sin issue as it is a worship issue. And I think this is really going to hopefully tie it in for everybody here, but what you worship is what you listen to and what you obey. So let me say that again. It being a worship issue, not so much a sin issue. All right? So when we're talking about foundations, and we're talking about Jesus saying, trust me, love me, and defining what it is that we stand on instead of standing on the Lord. I don't think, like I said just a second ago, I don't think that it's a sin issue. I think it's a worship issue. And instead of focusing on our sin and trying to figure out how to get God's foundation back, I think what God's asking us to do is to worship. Because we're already worshiping something. Like God created us as worshipers. You know what I mean? And we already are worshiping something. And whatever it is that you defined as your foundation, think about that thing as maybe you're worshiping it. Are you listening to it, whatever it is? Whenever it calls out your name, whenever it's like, Daniel, you need to start worrying about money. Do I listen to it? Do I obey it? You know what I mean? Do I go to it and be like, okay, wow, okay, yeah, I'm worshiping money. All right? And so I want you to think about those things in your life. And in response to Jesus and what he said, and wanting to have a foundation that's based on the love of God and love of other people, let's worship the Lord. And you can spend hours and hours thinking about all the ways that you failed at building a proper foundation. But instead of doing that, I think that where it starts is when those temptations come up, when I'm looking at my checkbook and I'm like, gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. God's asking me to worship first. He's saying, Daniel, don't listen to that, don't obey that. Listen to me and obey me. I wrote the blueprint, I know how it works, and it starts with loving me. And so just as an encouragement to you guys, that the whole reason that Jesus did this is because he knows what's best for us, because he loves us more than anything else. He knew what was best for us when he created us, and he knew that what was best for us is when these things are in place.